Hello beautiful people and welcome back. Today is the first Sunday of Advent, and as you can see we have the first candle shining here from our Christmas crown or Advent crown. And if you don't know about this, please check my very first episode, and I walk you through the main meanings of the candles, the colors, and why we have this thing going on for Advent. So this is my Vlogmas Advent calendar on video, in which I bring you to my childhood memories of Christmas, and especially it's a remembering my great grandmother. She was such a big figure for me, and she taught me knitting as well. So here it is. What about the first candle? So as I mentioned, we do have meanings for each of the candles, and we light one candle every Sunday going up to the 24th of December, which is Christmas. The small candles that I have in red here, they are to symbolize the wait, the walking through Advent, waiting for Christmas, and it's a time of repentance, a time of kind of sorrow, but as well a time of expectation for the big day. And traditionally they are purple, the first three candles, and the last one is pink. These are like the liturgical color, what they wear in churches. In my family I always seen red and white candles with a little purple and pink ribbon on the bottom of the candle. The first candle represents the prophet. So as I said, Advent is a road through Christmas, and the prophet is the first announcement that they had, or we had, about Christmas being a thing and Jesus being born somewhere in Bethlehem. So the first candle wants to represent this meaning. I know that in many Nordic countries they have different meanings, like hope and family and happiness. This is what we do have in Venice, and I really hope you kind of enjoy this little insight in the world of Advent for us. It's a little religious heavy, and I recognize that, but you know, it is what it is. If you're not Catholic or religious at all, it's just a nice way to keep your house very cozy and you know, keep a light tradition. I like to give my candles a different meaning as well, as I wish to dedicate them to some people that I love, for example, or some wishes that I have for Christmas. I don't know, this could be, for example, the end of this awful situation that is going on in Europe, and lighting the candle would help me and my little house to have positive thoughts for the people that are impacted by this awful situation in Ukraine, and yeah, keep up the spirit, and hopefully when the candle burns down the situation will be solved. I know this is kind of a dream, but yeah, it's a nice way to keep up with the nice Venetian old tradition, and as well keep it modern and alive. So the candle of the prophet is the first one. I mentioned that the candles are chunky. Mine are quite skinny, but it's just because I live in a very small apartment. But in a family you would keep the candle lit for the entire week. So you light them on the first Sunday, you light the first on the first Sunday, it's gonna keep lit up for the entire week, and then the second week you will have the first and the second, so they need to be very, very chunky. Talking about candles, it's a thing that happens in my town, and generally in the northern part of Italy by the Dolomite Alps, to have a lot of candles everywhere in the house during Christmas. It's a very foggy place to live in. It's always snowing, always very foggy, very cold, and the light doesn't shine through as much as during the summer. As you know, Italian summers are very, very hot, but northern Italian autumns and winter are extraordinarily foggy and cold and freezing and everything else that you can imagine. So we tend to get candles everywhere. And our houses are generally made out of wood, and or at least covered with wood panels on the inside, and the candles and the wood keeps a nice cozy atmosphere, and I do love that very, very much. I'm currently living, and well, it's my home now. I'm in Ireland, and it's not that cold, it's not that dark, but I still do like to have my candles everywhere in the house as well. I do love some of those Yankee candles. I know that you probably know about them because they are quite popular. And I currently have, and I'm looking there because it's over there, a nice coconut candle, which is really not wintry at all. It reminds actually a little bit of summer, but the smell out of that candle is absolutely amazing. I used to have that candle on my coffee table over there. You basically have a virtual tour of my living room now and my kitchen, and I've noticed that it left a big stain on the ceiling, and the ceiling is quite tall. But I found out that it's because there's a lot of essential oil in those Yankee candles, and burning essential oils, although gives a lovely scent all around the place, but they do leave stains on the ceiling no matter how tall they are. So be very careful if you're using them. Anyway, apart from the Yankee candles, really hope you enjoyed this quite short episode today. I really hope you forgive me for my hair and my glasses, but I basically just woke up and I was not going to film for the first time since I started, but I dragged myself, and here we go. Don't forget that, as per usual, we do have a knit along going on. There will be prizes, and to enter the knit along, choose one of my patterns. You can find the links below in the description, and tag me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, send me an email, a comment down here with the hashtag An Irish Knitting Podcast.